Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Now it's time for the nation's sharpest opinion. Now, all kinds of things are being said about what happened in Jharkhand, but nobody, I can think of absolutely not a single sensible person who has said that Hemant Soren and the JMM government has not carried out the worst of corruption. The interesting thing in all these cases, including the land for jobs scam that Lalu and his son face, or the Hemant Soren scam, is that actually there is no denial of the fact that corruption took place. There is almost an acceptance of guilt. The only question now is about timing and why. So what it boils down to is this, ladies and gentlemen. You have the entire opposition saying, so what if he was corrupt? So what if there was a scam? So what if there's documented evidence of the scam? So what if his direct role is known? And therefore, when I say it's time for the nation's sharpest opinion tonight, the point that I want to make, ladies and gentlemen, that the headline of the day that the India Alliance is making is that their chief ministers, one of their chief ministers, is in custody for an act of corruption. And the MLAs, despite a very, very solid apparent majority, are getting hoarded in charter planes and getting flown off to Hyderabad resorts. Why do they need to do that? If they feel nothing's wrong, if they're not going to break up, what are these chartered planes for? Headlines too is that out of the apparently solid majority that Hemant Soren party has, only 4 MLAs were on board the first charter. So you got a plane, you got the money, you know where you got to go, but nobody's willing to go with it. Other 45 whereabouts of the other MLAs are still under scrutiny. Nobody knows where they are. They've all gone missing, and this is the reality. When the Chief Minister was asked to appear, he came to Delhi and disappeared. Now the CM-to-be, Champai Soren, has been asked to show his claim that he has a majority, and yet just 4 people are on the plane, ladies and gentlemen, to Hyderabad, where the flock will be protected from poaching, we are told. But, ladies and gentlemen, beyond this disarray, I have a larger concern. One, is it about the scale of corruption that the sitting Chief Minister of Jharkhand may have undertaken? A land scam with crores of rupees and an entire India Alliance led by Priyanka Vadra cheering Hemant Soren as he waves in the air in custody for the cameras. My concern about the India Alliance, from the Soren episode to the way Kejriwal is handling Liquorgate, is how unfettered they are to the allegations of corruption. How sad. Look at what Arvind Kejriwal has come down to. Who would imagine Arvind Kejriwal would be in a scam himself, possible mastermind, protecting Hemant Soren? After all the promise of 2011, this is what it has come down to. This bleak strategy to brush off everything is a strategy going nowhere, because corruption is and will be an issue for India in the longer term. Arvind Kejriwal thought he could come to power on the issue of corruption and then tell people, forget about corruption, because I'm going to move on to other things. People have not forgotten Mr. Kejriwal. My second concern is about leadership. The moment Soren was arrested, the entire party is on the brink of crumbling. A government is falling to pieces, because with the leader in the dock, there is no party, there is no unity. We see the exact same thing in Maharashtra and to some degree in Bihar and now in Jharkhand. Let me make a prediction for Bihar. The RJD will fall apart, ladies and gentlemen, if Lalu Prasad or any of his other children, or other of the co-accused are arrested in the land for jobs scam all again. If Tejasvi goes to jail, the RJD will fall apart. So the larger concern I have is the one that is faced by several of these regional stalwarts, because their cadre is not driven by ideology but by sheer political opportunism. My third concern is on the style of resort politics playing out, and why the governor is not calling for an immediate floor test. In my view, he ought to. The governor owes it to the electorate, because instability goes nowhere. It's a big story. We have a big debate, ladies and gentlemen. Quick recap first.
After skipping 9 summons, ED questions and arrest ex-CM Hemant Soren.
Documents exclusively accessed by Republic TV show that the former Chief Minister of Jharkhand, Hemant Soren, had illegally acquired 8.5 acres. According to the Enforcement Directorate, this was done in connivance with the Revenue Sub-Inspector. So much so, documents were also forged. Enforcement Directorate also maintains that a property worth about 20 crore rupees was sold off for just about 7 crore rupees.
With Soren crying foul play.
कोर्ट में जा रहा हूं, लेकिन मुझे नहीं लगता है कि मुझे इतना वक्त मिलेगा, क्योंकि आपको पता है कि व्यवस्थाएं देश के अंदर किस तरीके से चलती हैं। आज एक लोकप्रिय सरकार, एक आदिवासी अपने ताकत के बल पर जीतकर सरकार बनाकर राज्य की जनता का सेवा कर रहा था। आज लगता है ये वक्त अब मेरे लिए खत्म हो रहा है।
The BJP has hit out at Hemant Soren over serious graft charges.
हर जगह एक न एक किंग पिन है। कहीं कोई आईएएस ऑफिसर है, कहीं कोई माइनिंग सेक्रेटरी है, कहीं कोई आपका रिप्रेजेंटेटिव है, और स्कैम पर स्कैम हुए चले जा रहे हैं। मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग, पैसे आ रहे हैं, तो जांच नहीं होनी चाहिए क्या? निश्चित होनी चाहिए।
The arrest forcing Hemant to quit as a CM and his aide Champai stalking claim.
सरकार बनाने के लिए नेता किया जाए, इसके लिए हम गया था।
सर, अब तक शपथ लेंगे राज्यपाल से क्या बात हुई है चंपाई जी?
हमने कहा कि नया सरकार बना के जल्दी पहल किया जाए।
In neighboring Bihar, Indi's Lalu and Tejaswi under ED scrutiny in land for job scam.
हम लोग तो केस मुकदमा झेल ही रहे, सीबीआई ईडी। हम कहते हैं सीबीआई ईडी अब एजेंसियां नहीं रहेगी, अब वो बीजेपी के अलायंस पार्टनर बन करके रह गए हैं, बस उनको फायदा पहुंचाने के लिए, उनके इशारों पे चलने के लिए।
AAP's Kejriwal big on ED radar over in Delhi liquor policy case.
मेरे वकीलों ने मुझे बताया कि ये समन गैर कानूनी है। क्यों गैर कानूनी है? ये मैंने इनको विस्तार से लिख के भेजा है। मैंने बताया है कि उनके समन कैसे गैर कानूनी है, लेकिन उन्होंने मेरी एक भी बात का जवाब नहीं दिया। इसका मतलब उनके पास मेरी बातों का जवाब नहीं है। इसका मतलब वे भी मानते हैं कि उनका नोटिस गैर कानूनी है। क्या मुझे एक गैर कानूनी समन का पालन करना चाहिए? अगर कानूनी रूप से सही समन आएगा तो मैं पूरा सहयोग करूंगा।
Many top India leaders in the limelight over corruption.
Faced with the kind of evidence that ED had, Hemant Soren had no option but to resign ahead of his arrest. Similarly, investigations are picking up pace in the lands for job scam. In all these cases, investigations began only after local administrations or police filed complaints. Yet, politicization continues no ends.
Meanwhile, the Prime Minister is delivering his promise.
मैं आपके बीच में से पल करके बड़ा हुआ हूं, तो आज मैं भी एक गारंटी देना चाहता हूं। अगर उनकी घोटाले की गारंटी है, तो मोदी की भी एक गारंटी है, और मेरी गारंटी है हर घोटालेबाज पर कार्रवाई की गारंटी, हर चोर लुटेरे पर कार्रवाई की गारंटी।
From National Herald to the liquor policy case, can craft tented in the take on BJP? Let's debate.
It's going to be a 1 versus 4 debate here because Sanju Verma is taking on Arka Nag backing the TMC, Dr. Neelam Mishra, spokesperson of JMM, Vandana Singh, spokesperson of AAP, and Pankaj Sharma, who backs the Congress usually. Now, Dr. Neelam Mishra, interestingly, besides crying foul, there is actually no attempt by the JMM to say that the scam did not happen. Now, this is a very interesting situation. You are not strongly denying that there was no corruption. You're only questioning the timing of the action. Doesn't that essentially make your case very weak to start with?
Hello. Arnab ji,
Yes,
I would like
Dr. Mishra, that was to you.
Okay, I would like to speak in Hindi because in our state, Jharkhand, maximum people are comfortable in Hindi.
Boliye.
That's why, okay? If there is no problem.
Boliye.
देखिए, झारखंड के साथ जो हुआ है वो किसी से छुपा नहीं। बहुत ही भद्दा और घृणित घटना को अंजाम झारखंड में दिया गया है। आप बताइए, जिस प्रकार का आरोप माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी पे, पूर्व मुख्यमंत्री जी पे लगाया गया, जो अब जगजाहिर हो चुका है, कहीं से कोई प्रूफ नहीं था, बिल्कुल शक के बयान पे उनको गिरफ्तार किया गया, कोई आरोप सिद्ध नहीं हुआ, और जिस प्रकार से एक सरकारी गवाह को खड़ा करके उनको फंसाने का जो काम किया गया, घृणित काम किया गया, ये अब किसी से छुपा नहीं है। और इसके पीछे भाजपा का क्या नियत है, क्यों इतना गिरी हुई राजनीति पे वो उतर चुके हैं, इसका कोई जवाब उनके पास नहीं है। क्या हर राज्य में इसी तरह का आतंक की राजनीति होगी? क्या हर राज्य में विपक्ष के जितने भी पार्टी का जो सरकार चल रहा है, सबको इसी तरह से डिस्टर्ब किया जाएगा? और ये बात स्मिता का करते हैं, ये बात सुचिता का करते हैं, ये बात संविधान का करते हैं। आप बताइए, एक जनप्रतिनिधि, जनता से चुनी हुई सरकार, बहुमत की सरकार को किस प्रकार से गिराया जाता है? तो इनका क्या ये विश्वविद्यालय चला रहे क्या कि जिस स्टेट में बहुमत की सरकार चल रही हो उसको किस प्रकार से गिराया जाए और अल्पमत की सरकार को किस प्रकार से पुनः खड़ा की जाए? इसका क्या ये विश्वविद्यालय चला रहे हैं? ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी खोल के रखे हुए क्या? हर स्टेट में, कभी बिहार में, कभी महाराष्ट्र में, तो कभी एमपी में। मतलब ये क्या है?
Let her finish and you first give your reply.
इसको तानाशाही बोला जाए या गुंडागर्दी बोला जाए? मेरे हम लोगों के पास अब शब्द नहीं है कि इसको किस नाम, क्या सरनेम दिया जाए।
You have 1 versus 4 and then you are not even giving me time to rebut her. She's made such a lengthy monologue. नीलम मिश्रा जी, वैसे तो मैं आपको काउंटर करना चाहता हूं, मगर इधर 1 versus 4 सिचुएशन जरूर है। संजू वर्मा रिस्पॉन्ड करेंगी, क्योंकि आपने बात तानाशाही की आपने कहा कि डेमोक्रेटिक गवर्नमेंट को उखाड़ फेंकने के लिए ये सब हुआ है। सो संजू वर्मा विल प्रेजेंट हर साइड नाउ। संजू। Thank you. Arnab, nice to see you back. I want to say, one very pertinent point that I want to make is, I'll start by reading out what the Jharkhand High Court said in 2022 and what the Jharkhand High Court said in 2023. Because Hemant Soren petitioned the court both in 2022 and 2023 that the ED investigation against me should be quashed. Now your audience needs to know, ये जो बार-बार यहाँ पर आकर बीजेपी पर लांछन लगाते हैं, झारखंड कोर्ट ने ये कहा है, ध्यान से सुनिए. In 2022, the Jharkhand High Court said, all is not well in the mines department and it is a matter of grave concern that the current Chief Minister, Mr. Soren, is not only the Chief Minister of the state but also handles and manages the mining department. We expect better. In 2023, the Jharkhand High Court said, this reminds us of a crime political thriller where the head of the state is involved in a fight with the crime syndicate in a clash for natural resources. These are the statements by the Jharkhand High Court, which has completely, unequivocally, unconditionally castigated the corrupt Hemant Soren government. Point number one. Point number two. As recently as October 2023, Hemant Soren knocked on the doors of the Supreme Court. Supreme Court पहुंच गए हेमंत सोरेन, हाथ जोड़कर कहते हैं, मेरे खिलाफ जो कार्रवाई है वो गैर कानूनी है, इस कार्रवाई को रद्द किया जाए. And the 3-judge bench of the Supreme Court said, ED की कार्रवाई जारी रहेगी. तो ये कहना कि भाजपा आपकी सरकार गिराना चाहती है, तो मैं ये पूछना चाहती हूं, क्या सुप्रीम कोर्ट भी गलत है? क्या झारखंड हाई कोर्ट भी गलत है? थर्ड पॉइंट, Arnab, I always say on your debate that mala fide intent, money trail and proceeds of the crime are very, very important. But most important are witnesses. And it has been found, and this is mentioned in the ED's charge sheet, that the money that was laundered was transferred to Jagat Bandhu Tea Estate, a company owned by Pradeep Bagchi. Who is Pradeep Bagchi? A very, very close confidant of Hemant Soren. And you will be surprised to know that जो पहली FIR हुई थी जून 2020 में, that was not filed by the BJP. The FIR was filed by a businessman called Shambhu Kumar against Pankaj Mishra. And who is Pankaj Mishra? Pankaj Mishra is the ex-confidant of Hemant Soren, a top-ranking official. And then again in 2022, the district collector of Sahibganj, Ratnesh Sahai, filed a case against Hemant Soren. Imagine, साहिबगंज के डिस्ट्रिक्ट कलेक्टर रत्नेश सहाय हेमंत सोरेन के खिलाफ कार्रवाई करने की कोर्ट से इजाजत मांगते हैं और कहते हैं मैं इनके अधीन काम नहीं कर सकता क्योंकि ये सरकार करप्शन में लिप्त है. एंड आई डोंट मीन आवर पैनलिस्ट हियर मिस्टर पंकज मिश्रा. इट्स अनफॉर्चुनेट दैट ही शेयर्स द सेम नेम. सो ये कहना कि ये बीजेपी का किया धरा है, ये बिल्कुल गलत है. And my third and most important point, हेमंत सोरेन ने आज क्या कहा? फर्जी कागजात है, जाली कार्यवाही है. अरे फर्जी कागजात, जाली कार्यवाही जरा जाकर पढ़िए. सेक्शन 19, 21, 22 and 45 of the PMLA Act give the enforcement directorate sweeping powers for suo motu arrest if you do not respond to 3 summons. यहां तो 10 समन को रिस्पॉन्ड नहीं किया गया, उसके बावजूद 10 समन जब उनका उल्लंघन हुआ, कंप्लाई नहीं किया गया, तब जाके ईडी ने गिरफ्तारी की. फर्स्ट समन वाज इशूड ऑन 8 अगस्त 2022. The 10th summon was issued on 27 January 2024. I have given you hard facts. The other witnesses who have sung like canaries and named Hemant Soren, apart from Pradeep Bagchi, are senior IAS officer who was suspended. Chavi Ranjan.
I ask here.
Vishnu Agarwal, Vijay Agarwal.
I ask here any of the other panelists right now, whether Pankaj Sharma or Vandana Singh of AAP or Arko Kumar Nag, I ask any of them here to prove any of the facts that have been put out by Sanju Verma to prove that she is factually incorrect. I have never been so generous. I am giving an open invitation to नीलम मिश्रा, वंदना सिंह, पंकज शर्मा और अर्का कुमार नाग. यू प्रूव राइट नाउ, अभी जो इन्होंने कहा, देयर इज अ सिंगल फैक्चुअल इनएक्यूरेसी इन व्हाट शी सेड.
सबसे पहले
इज देयर अ सिंगल फैक्चुअल इनएक्यूरेसी इन व्हाट शी सेड?
सबसे पहले मैं ये कहना चाहूंगी कि आपका आज का जो डिबेट है ना, उसका हेडलाइन होना चाहिए था कि झारखंड सरकार गिरने के बाद भी 47 विधायक का बहुमत होने के बाद भी अभी तक 24 घंटा बीत जाने के बाद भी आखिर सरकार फॉर्म क्यों नहीं हो सका? आपका डिबेट का हेडलाइन वो होना चाहिए था कि आखिर गवर्नर सरकार बनने से क्यों रोक रही है?
मुझे मेरी बात सुनिए नीलम जी, जरा मुझे अपने डिबेट का सब्जेक्ट खुद डिसाइड करने दीजिए. मैं देखिए, मैं आपसे ये पूछना चाहूंगा कि क्या भानु प्रताप प्रसाद और हेमंत सोरेन के बीच में क्या लिंक है? मेरी बात सुनिए. मैं कुछ आपकी बात मैंने सुनी, मगर आप मेरी बात सुनिए. आप हेमंत सोरेन को डिफेंड कर रहे हैं, मगर इधर हैंड रिटन नोट्स हैं, जो प्रॉपर्टी है, जो लैंड स्कैम में है, वो भानु प्रताप प्रसाद के मोबाइल फोन से रिकवर किए गए हैं. और जो इंफॉर्मेशन ये है, जो तथ्य बाहर में आए हैं कि हेमंत सोरेन और भानु प्रताप प्रसाद एक साथ काम करते थे, लैंड रिकॉर्ड्स को मैनिपुलेट करते थे इलीगल मैनर में, और हेमंत सोरेन को इस तरह से 12 प्रॉपर्टी जो एक के पास एक लोकेटेड है और 8.5 एकड़ जमीन उन्होंने हड़प ली थी. अब मुझे बताइए, आप कहे आपकी पूर्ण बहुमत हो, मगर हड़पने की बहुमत है क्या? आप कह रहे हैं मेरी पूर्ण बहुमत है, चोरी करने की बहुमत है क्या? आप कह रहे हैं मेरी पूर्ण बहुमत है, मेरे पास नंबर हैं, मगर ये बताइए मुझे कि जो नंबर आपको दिए गए हैं 8.5 एकड़ जमीन हड़पने के लिए है, ये पैसे किसके हैं? कैश दिखाइए. इतने पैसे उनके घर में कैसे आए? नीलम मिश्रा जी, आप मुझे बताइए, उनके नॉन सोर्सेज ऑफ इनकम है क्या? देखिए, तथ्यों पे चाहिए. ये मत कीजिए कि हमारे पास बहुमत है, हम जो मन में मर्जी करेंगे. बहुत
की बात हो रही है. आप मेरी बात, अगर मेरी
आप मुझे बताइए कि ये भानु प्रताप प्रसाद और हेमंत सोरेन के बीच में संपर्क क्या है?
पहले जमीन का मामला पूरी तरह से सुना जाए. वो जो 8.5 एकड़ की जमीन का मालिकाना की जो बात हो रही है, जिसमें हेमंत सोरेन जी पे आरोप लगाया गया, उनको गिरफ्तार किया गया, आपको पता होना चाहिए कि वो जो जमीन है वो जमीन का नेचर भूमिहर जमीन है। भूमिहर जमीन को ना बेचा जा सकता है, ना हस्तांतरण किया जा सकता है। ऐसे जमीन के मामले में इनको फंसाया गया, फर्जी पेपर बना करके इनको फंसाया गया है। और जो सरकारी गवाह बनाया गया, मतलब एक जाली तरीके से सरकारी गवाह को खड़ा करके इनको फंसाने का काम किया गया है, जिसके कारण ही आज ये स्थिति में झारखंड आके खड़ी हुई है। और एक सवाल मैं आपसे पूछती हूँ कि पिछला, अभी तो चलिए झारखंड मुक्ति मोर्चा का गठबंधन की सरकार है झारखंड में,
ओपन डिबेट नाउ।
झारखंड में इसके पहले किसकी सरकार थी? इसके पहले किसकी सरकार थी? झारखंड में इसके पहले भाजपा की सरकार थी। झारखंड में भाजपा की सरकार होने के बावजूद भी क्यों हेमंत सोरेन पे ईडी नहीं आया? क्यों हेमंत सोरेन पे जांच नहीं हुआ? क्यों हेमंत सोरेन पे भ्रष्टाचार का आरोप नहीं लगा? उस वक्त कोई नेता प्रतिपक्ष थे, सत्ता में वो नहीं थे। आप पिछला 5 साल को छोड़ दो, जब से झारखंड अलग राज्य बना है, भाजपा के शासन पे काबिज रही है। आज तक
चिल्लाने से आप सच को झूठ में नहीं बदल सकती। सच्चाई यही है, हेमंत सोरेन has been found guilty
दरअसल बात ये है कि
and hence he has been arrested. So stop sitting here and waxing eloquent about how Hemant Soren राजा हरिश्चंद्र का चौथा अवतार है। ऐसा बिल्कुल भी नहीं है। Why was छवि रंजन arrested? Senior IAS officer in the Soren government. Why was Pooja Singhal arrested? And why have both these women named Hemant Soren? पूजा सिंघल ने हेमंत सोरेन को क्यों कटघरे में बुलाने की मांग की है कोर्ट से, इसका जवाब दीजिए। छवि रंजन ने कोर्ट से ये मांग क्यों की है कि हेमंत सोरेन को कटघरे में खड़ा किया जाए? अब तक तो आप कहते थे पूजा सिंघल इज वेरी इनोसेंट, अब तक तो आप कहते थे छवि रंजन इज वेरी इनोसेंट। बोथ दीज women were senior IAS officers in the Hemant Soren government. Are you saying that both these women, who till yesterday you were swearing on their innocence, you were swearing on their credibility, you were swearing on their ethical conduct, how is it that today, now that they've turned against Hemant Soren, you suddenly say, oh, Chavi Ranjan is persona non grata, oh, Pooja Singhal is persona non grata because she's now deposed against Hemant Soren? You are being exposed on live TV. You can cry, sulk, rave, rant, but the fact is that there are 4,952 cases against the mining department, and these have been filed after Hemant Soren took over, not when Raghubar Das or Arjun Munda or Babulal Marandi of the BJP were in power. So let me check you, fact check you right there. These 4,952 mining cases
at this point,
सबसे पहली बात, पॉइंट नंबर 1, पूजा सिंघल का मामला रघुवर दास के समय का सारा मामला रघुवर दास जो भाजपा के यहाँ पे मुख्यमंत्री थे, उनके समय की मामला है। ये पूजा सिंघल का सारा मामला बीजेपी के शासनकाल का है, पहला नंबर। और दूसरी बात मैं ये कहना चाहती हूँ, कि भाजपा
जब मुख्यमंत्री बन गए उसके बाद 4,952 माइनिंग केसेस, illegal mining के केसेस दर्ज हुए हैं।
Okay, I ask a question here. May I put this here? May I put a question here to you, Miss Mishra? Can I please get Vandana from the app also into the debate? You see, Vandana, public sympathy will be there as long as the case is proven wrong. However, if the case is proven right, or if the court believes there is a prima facie case, and if the highest court of the country, like the Supreme Court, says that prima facie there is a very strong case on Liquorgate, right, then there is no public sympathy. So my question is, are you supporting the JMM and Hemant Soren because you fear that Arvind Kejriwal will be next?
Arnab, I have a question to you also. Like how the BJP, because you yourself is a very intellectual person, and I'm asking, when BJP is leveling this kind of corruption into the opposition leader today itself, how it is possible the leaders, those who are in the opposition, they are leveling with such kind of charges, even though you are saying that prima facie the Supreme Court has held that the liquor policy and all, but before that the Supreme Court also held that the ED has miserably failed to place any evidence before the Supreme Court or any court before against the app or the liquor policy itself. How it is possible that any leaders, those who are in opposition,
I don't
or
think so.
after the India alliance,
When
that
did the
every
Supreme Court
leaders
say that?
from the opposition
No, when
party
did the
has this
Supreme
kind of
Court say
corruption
that?
charges.
When did the Supreme Court
leader
say that?
from
Can you give me the
opposition
date,
has
time,
got
and
the,
who said that? Or you
notice
just
from
made it
the
up?
ED. Even it is Arvind Kejriwal, Hemant Soren, Tejasvi Yadav, or anybody, those who are in the opposition are getting a note from the, it's like a postcard from the ED. What is the accountability of the ED as of now? Those who are sending a notice to the opposition leaders. Hemant Soren is behind, getting arrested by the ED. Now the Arvind Kejriwal, the Tejasvi Yadav. How it is possible? What about the Chhagal Bhujbal? How about the Ajit Pawar? What is about the other Hemant? There are so many opposition leaders. Those who joined the BJP, and those the BJP has labeled the so many allegations against those leaders now who joined BJP.
Arnab, can I please counter?
There are no allegations as of now, but those who doesn't, doesn't want to join BJP has labeled with these kind of allegations. What is the accountability of the ED as of now? So my question is with you, Arnab, you yourself is a very intellectual person and asking so many questions from the nation. So nation, the entire person, you yourself has seen how the vote of the mayor elections in the Chandigarh has been tempered by the BJP. The entire nation has seen. It was photographed by the in the direction of the court.
She's going on and making zero sense. I can't even understand what she's trying to convey. She's making zero sense.
Incoherent.
Can I rebut in 30 seconds, Arnab? I won't take long, I promise.
I would just want to place one thing on record, that the reason AAP leaders have not been given bail and the case is very much open is because the Supreme Court has found prima facie that there is a strong case out here. So you should be very careful about saying that there is any such statement made by the Supreme Court that there is absolutely prima facie no case as far as Liquorgate is concerned, which was a scam carried out by the Excise Department, which was headed under by Mr. Manish Sisodia when Arvind Kejriwal was Chief Minister and is Chief Minister. Sanju wants to respond. Ladies and gentlemen, as of now, situation is very fluid, but it's good that we are focusing on whether there was a scam, rather than just the political debate or why is there action against XYZ leader. Sanju is responding, then I'll throw it open to Arko and Pankaj.
Arnab, I'm so glad you mentioned that when we speak about the Supreme Court, we need to be very careful because we don't want to be running ultra virus of what the court has already said. And let me remind your audience and the AAP panelist who's got her facts completely jumbled up and mixed up. This is what a two-judge bench of Justice Sanjeev Khanna and Justice S.V.N. Bhatti said while rejecting the bail plea of both Manish Sisodia and then subsequently Sanjay Singh. They said a tentative money trail of rupees 138 crore has been established. We uphold the CBI Special Judge N.K. Nagpal's judgment that Manish Sisodia was the architect behind increasing the commission from 5% to 12% and find nothing wrong with the observation of the CBI Special Judge, and hence we take his observations on board, which basically in layman language means that the Supreme Court agreed with the CBI Special Judge, Mr. M.K. Nagpal, who said that Manish Sisodia was not just a participant, he was the architect of the Delhi liquor scam, point number one. Point number two, Manish Sisodia has applied for bail how many times? 14 times, rejected each time. Sanjay Singh has applied for bail how many times? 7 times, rejected each time. And wait, Satinder Jain has applied for bail 22 times and rejected each time. Rejected by whom? Not by the BJP. Rejected by the Patiala court, rejected by the Rouse Avenue court, rejected by the CBI court, rejected by the Delhi High Court, and then rejected by the Supreme Court. तो मतलब पटियाला हाई कोर्ट गलत है, दिल्ली हाई कोर्ट गलत है, राउज एवेन्यू कोर्ट गलत है, सुप्रीम कोर्ट गलत है. राजा हरिश्चंद्र का अवतार कौन है? अरविंद केजरीवाल है. राजा हरिश्चंद्र का अवतार कौन है? मनीष सिसोदिया है. भाई आपकी सारी पार्टी के आधे से ज्यादा नेता जेल में है, और यदि इतने ही इनकी क्रेडिबिलिटी इतनी अच्छी है, ये इतने अस्मिता से भरपूर, स्वाभिमान से भरपूर, ऊपर से नीचे इनमें कोई दाग नहीं, दूध से धुले हुए हैं, तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट इनकी बेल लगातार खारिज क्यों कर रही है? पहले इसका जवाब दो। बीजेपी क्या कर रही है? ये बात की बात है, सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने बेल क्यों रिजेक्ट की?
Orko, in fact, let me put it differently. It would be hugely embarrassing for the central government and the ED were the courts to say that there is no case in Liquorgate, but the courts are saying there is a very strong case on Liquorgate. Were the courts to say that there is no ration distribution scam around ministers in Bengal, but the courts have said nothing like that. Were the courts to say that there is no Mahadev betting scam which revolved around Bhupesh Baghel, 508 crores allegedly paid to him and his cronies, but the courts have said nothing like that. You see, at some point of time, Orko, you can't just keep saying we haven't done it. If the courts are not convinced, that you have a case, then your people will not be convinced, Orko. Pankaj, you understand there is no sympathy. Go to Calcutta today and ask. Go to Kolkata and ask. Is there sympathy for the Trinamool Congress for the many scams? Absolutely not. Is there sympathy for Chhattisgarh, for Bhupesh Baghel? Absolutely not. Is there sympathy for Arvind Kejriwal in Delhi? Absolutely not. Please do.
Well said. Well said.
Do I respond to it?
Please do.
Arnab, is the question? Yeah. So far as let me start with your comment on the food scam which is allegedly has taken place in Bengal. I would like to let you and all other of your viewers know I had been personally looking into one of the matters which is the prime matter so far as the ration scam is concerned, Arnab, and I actually thank the Enforcement Directorate which went ahead and which arrested the Minister of Bengal government, because that actually consolidated the entire North 24 Parganas to ensure that there will be not a single BJP winning seats in Lok Sabha from the North 24 Parganas. Because
no, you are giving a political response to a case of corruption. No, you are not arguing on fact. You are not arguing on fact. Oh, so what if Mahua Maitra was corrupt? We will support her. That is brazenness, Orko. You are not arguing on fact. Orko, I am disappointed with you. You should have argued on fact. You should have said there is no ration distribution scam. There are no allegations of link-ups with private companies for money laundering, but you are not saying that. You are making a political point to a technical question.
The mistake, I am absolutely making a political point. I am making a political point because it is political. The arrest of Hemant Soren is political. The mistake of Hemant Soren was not with regard to any corruption. The mistake of Hemant Soren was threatening the 11 BJP elected Lok Sabha members of parliament from Jharkhand who will perhaps not win this time. That is the mistake of Hemant Soren. That is the scam Hemant Soren could do, convincing the people of Jharkhand to reject BJP, to stand by no vote to BJP, which is something very important in Bengal.
Please get that loud and clear. You don't have any idea about the facts. If Hemant Soren is innocent, why did Jharkhand High Court?
Please hear it loud and clear. Make it a point. There is no trial which has commenced against any leader of AIT and AITC. There is no trial against Hemant Soren as of now. Merely an arrest by a central agency does not make him a criminal. You can go ahead and scream anywhere you want. That will not help. Even if you change the criminal laws in the parliament one fine morning in the absence of the opposition, you are not in a position to declare somebody as a criminal, somebody as a convict, until and unless the trial court convicts. Please make it a very, very clear view. The narrative which has been created here is somebody getting arrested by the Enforcement Directorate means that person is a criminal, but it is not until and unless the criminal court goes through the trial, the charge sheet is filed, a charge sheet is accepted, there is no point you can ask or call anyone.
See, now they got 1 day judicial custody. Now they got 1 day judicial custody, which means tomorrow the court will see whether there's a prima facie case to question him. And the court could, if it feels there is no case, they could release him. No problem about it.
No, absolutely not.
No problem
absolutely not.
See, if there's political, one
custody and with regard to bail, that is nothing but a prima facie opinion. Please, Arnab, when there is a criminal case, the prima facie crime can only be adjudicated by a trial court and not by a bail bench. Presently, Hemant Soren is before a bail bench and not before a trial court. There is an absolute wrong narrative to be set it here.
My limited point is why were investigations...
So he could be given bail. No, so Arnab, by that logic you are right, which means he could be given bail. He could be given bail.
In the allegations that have been leveled against Hemant Soren.
He could be given bail. He could be given bail. He could be sent to judicial custody. And after that the matter will go to trial and possibly the matter will go to appeal. But whether on trial or appeal, 1 minute, Orko, listen to me. Orko, listen, Baba. Listen, Orko. Listen, the court is under no compulsion to keep Hemant Soren in jail. If the court believes that this is a case of vendetta, if the court believes that there is no prima facie case, if the court believes that this is all made up, the court will say so. And Mr. Soren can go to the Supreme Court. If the Supreme Court says, High Court says, any appellate court says that there is no case, it was all made up, then he can be given bail. But that has to be said by the court. If it is not said by the court, you can't make out a case for yourself. Now, Pankaj, listen. Now the political point, Pankaj. JMM, Congress says we have the numbers. If you have the numbers, then have the floor test tomorrow morning. Why fly your people in a chartered plane to Hyderabad? Have the floor test tomorrow morning. As per the Bomai verdict, you have the ultimate test of majorities to be held not in the Raj Bhavan, but on the floor of the House. So I'm saying have a test on the floor of the House. Why not?
Yes. Why are they flying to Hyderabad? You know, Mr. Goswami, in our villages, there is a saying.
Why?
Please take my whatever I am saying in a right spirit. Those in a village might live peacefully through their widowhood. Provided widowers allow them to live comfortably. Keeping in mind the track record of BJP in last 10 years, any political party is fearful of their tricks. While saying so, also say this, that I support the arrest of Hemant Soren. Repeat, I support the arrest of Hemant Soren because my Prime Minister is so even-handed that he has also not spared...
I take strong objection to this kind of language. Arnab, how can you allow this kind of language? Prime Minister is evil-headed. Would you allow me if I were to abuse your panelist?
Even-handed.
What kind of nonsense is this man talking?
Also not spared Himanta Biswa
What kind of gibberish is this man talking? And Arnab, you are not even interjecting him.
Ajit
Pawar, you don't allow me that leeway to abuse the panelist. How can you abuse the Prime Minister on your show?
Sanju ji, even-handed. I fully back his action against the likes of Lalu Prasad Yadav on the eve of general elections. Because
Sanju has forgotten that we are talking
I have lost my right long back as a citizen of India to ask the questions about the status of, all these cases against the deans of our great democracy, such as Hemanta Biswa, who are dry cleaned by this, the apavitra pavitrova.
Why don't you talk about Sonia Gandhi out on bail in the National Health Scam, Rahul Gandhi out on bail in the National Health Scam, P. Chidambaram out on bail in the
You came on a panel of mine, Pankaj, you came on a panel of mine before the state elections and you said to be Arnab, because you are doing sting operations in the Mahadev betting scam and because the BJP is making it an issue, there will be sympathy and support for Bhupesh Baghel. My question to you is, why were you proven wrong? Where was there sympathy and support for Bhupesh Baghel? He lost, no? One of the big reasons was Mahadev scam, no?
They said corruption is not going to be an issue in Chhattisgarh. That is what every political analyst and anti-BJP person said. And look at the manner in which Bhupesh Baghel was routed. And even in Bhupesh Baghel's case, there are 3 police officers who deposed against him. Prashant Agarwal, Abhishek Palla, Chandra Bhushan Yadav. These are police officers who were working
only the opposition leaders.
but then turned against him and
the
accused him
binocular to watch how same agencies have so conveniently buried
and then they were removed
the cases against those who have.
No, I'm saying, are you totally sure? Are you totally sure that people are not as angry about corruption? 1 minute. We remember 2011. We remember India against corruption and people were angry. Are you sure that people are not as angry in 2011 as they are in 2024? I think people are still angry about corruption. People will punish the corrupt, whether it's Kejriwal, Hemant Soren, Lalu Prasad, Suresh Kalmadi, anyone.
Hemanta Beswa,
that's a fact.
Ajit Pawar.
You go file a case against Hemanta Beswa Sarma. If you have the proof, don't file a case against Chhagan Bhujbal. If you have the proof, don't file a case against Ajit Pawar. आपको किसने रोका है? सुप्रीम कोर्ट का दरवाजा खटखटाइए, टीवी डिबेट पर रोना धोना बंद करिए। हिम्मत है, आपके पास कमाल है, हिम्मत
सब होगा। हेमंत सोरेन आपकी पार्टी का बेटा है, इसके अलावा कुछ आता है या नहीं? आंदोलनकारी का बेटा है, ये झुकेगा नहीं और टूटेगा भी नहीं।
Keep crying. I'm enjoying the meltdown. I'm enjoying the meltdown. I'm enjoying the meltdown. Keep crying. न खाऊंगा न खाने दूंगा, न खाऊंगा न खाने दूंगा is not a jumla. You are seeing what is happening to people who deserve to be in lockup.
न खाऊंगा न खाने दूंगा is totally jumla. न खाऊंगा न खाने दूंगा is totally jumla.
Watching your hypocrisy.
Is totally jumla.
Nation is watching your hypocrisy.
फिर अजीत पवार जी पे क्यों नहीं गया? अजीत पवार के लिए ही बोला करते थे ना, अजीत पवार के लिए चक्की पीसी
का मजाक उड़ाते हो और आज आप टीवी डिबेट पर बौखलाए हुए हो। आज टीवी डिबेट पर यू आर सो रैपिड। मुझे ये बताइए, सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने हेमंत सोरेन की बेल प्ली को खारिज क्यों किया? इसका जवाब आपने अभी तक नहीं दिया। झारखंड हाईकोर्ट ने 2022 में ये क्यों कहा कि हेमंत सोरेन हैज टू फेस इन्वेस्टिगेशन? इसका जवाब आपके पास नहीं है क्योंकि आपको पता है हेमंत सोरेन लैक्स क्रेडिबिलिटी। 4,952 माइनिंग,
देखिए
इल्लीगल माइनिंग केसेस, हेमंत सोरेन मुख्यमंत्री बनने के
कोई भी केसेस जो होते हैं, किसी केसेस में बेबुनियादी तरीके से जो आरोप लगाए जाते हैं उसमें टाइम लगता है। कोई भी केस प्रूव होने में कभी-कभी टाइम लगता है, आपको मालूम होगा।
यहाँ रोने से कुछ नहीं होगा, यहाँ पे कोई नहीं हो रहा है। झारखंड के लोग रोने, सुप्रीम कोर्ट जाइए मैडम, यहाँ रोने से आपकी दाल नहीं गलने वाली। आपको देखकर मुझे वो याद आती है कहावत, उल्टा चोर को दाल को डालते।
I think I'm going to watch what happens very closely as far as the vote is concerned. JMM Indy is looking a little weak right now. Resort politics, chartered planes. This is getting very exciting. I'm taking a 1 minute, very short Securite 1 minute break. When I come out, the controversial comment by a Congress leader demanding a separate nation. Can you believe it? When I'm back in a few minutes.